You got Reec, and I got one of my friends, a real friend. I'm not just saying that for the camera. It's Erica Thomas, State Legislator. What's up, mama?
Hey, how you doing? Who you with?
Hey, I like that. I like that. We're gonna have a little fun, but it's some big things going on in the world of bills being passed and laws being passed. And you know how I find out about these things?
How you find out?
I follow you on Instagram.
I try to keep them in the know.
I'm telling you, like, your IG is super fun, but it's super informative.
Well, man, I appreciate that. I try to put it out there and not put it out there so heavy.
Right, and you telling us what's going on. Now, I need you to tell all our listeners, because this is something that's going to really affect them. When you're talking about two big hot topics, medical marijuana, right, and abortion.
You know, it's crazy that we're even voting on these things in the same week. You know, it's crazy. But yeah, you know, we can start off with one of the lighter subjects, medical marijuana, before we go into these anti-abortion bills, trying to make sure they're telling us what to do, you know, and not leaving the choice to us. So, man, medical marijuana is huge all over the country. Right now, it's $11 billion industry. That is a lot of money. So they're bringing it all the way down to Georgia.
Wow.
Now, we passed a bill before, a couple years before, so that it was legal for you to be able to use medical marijuana. But quite on the contrary, because you couldn't get it here.
Right.
So you had to go to Colorado or wherever and travel between state lines, which is illegal.
Right. So it's basically you passed a law to make it legal, but you made it impossible to carry out. Right. So now we kind of fixed that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're trying to fix that. So we passed a bill just last week. And what that bill would do is it will allow us to manufacture, distribute, and retail medical marijuana in Georgia.
So everybody can smoke. No, I'm just playing.
now, look, don't get out there talking about Mama, State Representative Erica Thomas said, yeah, Reec said, I get high.
That'll be the next song after this break, all right?
That ain't it. I'm not doing none of that. Erica didn't say that. But I did say that we are helping a lot of people around the state. I mean, we have kids that have seizures. I heard stories of one child that had 20 seizures in a day, Reece, and with this marijuana down to one or none.
Right.
So this is really, really a remarkable thing, you know, but the biggest thing that we wanted to fight for, Reece, was to make sure that people like you and me on our skin color, women and minorities, are able to get in on it.
There are certain ways that we can become business owners in this field through dispensaries. And I talk about this.
Okay, so let me start off with the big numbers, okay?
Right.
So the big numbers are here. So if you want to be able to manufacture it, that means grow marijuana, okay?
Not in your closet.
No, not homegrown, honey. I already got calls. I'm telling you, it's like, oh, I got this room in my house. No,
First of all, you breaking the law.
I do not endorse that, okay?
Right.
But if you would like to be able to manufacture marijuana, and when I say that, I mean, of course, grow it on your farm, you know, or, you know, get some property, land, you know, greenhouse, whatever, $10 million, okay?
And that's the buy-in to be able
That's
to
the buy-in. So you need to get your sister, your uncle, your auntie, the Migos, everybody in on that.
4 rappers and 1 radio host. We can make it happen.
Distribute it, okay? Which means that you would get it from the manufacturer, okay? And you would break it down and make it into the oil and the THC oil at the legal THC rate if you need $1 million in capital.
So if I want to be the middleman, I mean $1 million.
The middleman.
You got to break it down.
Okay, I'm breaking it down.
Some of us.
So then if you want to be able to retail, so that means own a dispensary.
Have a store.
Okay, and we are proposing to have about 60 dispensaries throughout Georgia. You just have to have $250,000.
I feel like I could get that as a bank loan.
You can. You definitely can. And so we passed that out of the House. It's on its way to the Senate. They might be able to get us one more minority. We did fight so that we have one minority on the commission. It's an 11-man commission who distributes the contract. One minority.
We don't know who that is.
We don't know, Reece. It could be you, Reece.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm pushing for that.
Yeah. I mean, you should. You should push for that. You know, if we have a minority that is for minorities, we might have a minority that might be like giving all the contracts to people that's not minorities.
And that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Because when you're talking about almost to a point where we're legalizing it, but we still have a lot of people that are locked up about it.
So I want to push to decriminalize marijuana. If we're going to be making millions and millions and billions of dollars in this state off of something that is a crime that we're making a lot of money off of. We need to decriminalize.
Doesn't look right on paper and off paper.
No.
All right, so look, we're going to take a quick break. Then we got to get to a little bit of heavier subject. I got Erica Thomas in here. We talking about some of these bills that really affect us as Georgians. Did I say it right? I think it's Georgians, right?
Georgians, right.
Georgia. I was going to say AT aliens, but it's the whole state. Y'all keep it locked in.
All right.
Back at it. One of my friends of the show, Erica Thomas. What's up?
Hey, I'm here with Reece.
You just taught me how to legally deal drugs. I appreciate that.
Oh, my God. Okay, I'll take that legally. Okay.
Now, if you just tuned in, we talked about the bill that was passed yesterday on the state level for medical marijuana.
Yes. So it was passed for medical marijuana, but yesterday we passed a lot of crazy bills. You ready to get into that?
Let's get into that right now because this is going to affect a lot of people because I know with my kid, they was all surprises.
Yeah.
So I didn't find out about my daughter's being conceived past this 6-week mark.
Yeah.
Now talk to me about what's going on.
So the craziest thing is that most mothers and families all find out about 7 weeks or later. You know, to find out in 6 weeks, it's really playing detective. It's hard to find out that you're even pregnant. I found out at 7 weeks that I was pregnant. And in addition to that, you can't even get into the doctor to confirm your pregnancy with a ultrasound until 8 weeks. So it's like you trying to make a decision for someone and they don't even know they're pregnant, you know, and they're calling it the heartbeat bill. People can argue that at 6 weeks is not a heartbeat. It's, you know, different ones that it is, you know, but at the end of the day, it's your choice, it's my choice. It's not the state's choice. They are meddling too deep and too far in.
If this bill goes all the way through, that at 6 weeks, you will not be able to get an abortion.
So at 6 weeks, you will not be able to get abortion. They put some exemptions in there, okay? They put rape and incest in there. However, you have to report your rape to the police. A lot of women don't report their rape to the police. You know, a lot of people in their lives that they're scared of, or a 16-year-old that gets raped by someone that's around them every single day, they're not reporting it to the police. They just want to get an abortion. They just want to get it away and so they can move on with their lives. So another thing is that's crazy. Say you do get an abortion after 6 weeks, go out of town, come back. They are saying that your doctor has to legally report you to the police.
And you face jail time for that?
You face jail time for that, yes.
What is the charge?
It's murder.
Wow.
You're charged with murder. I mean, and there's all sorts of different legalities out there. So if I'm jaywalking and going across the street jaywalking and I fall and trip, I'm charged with manslaughter.
You saying that if you're pregnant,
you
at
6 weeks,
fall,
and I didn't even know I was pregnant, for example. Say I didn't know.
You didn't know.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm bleeding. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I'm on my period. I don't even know. I'm going to jail. And another thing is, if you hit me from behind, I'm at 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, we got to say that in context because some of our listeners
if you're in your car, and your vehicle hits my vehicle from behind, then and you hurt me, you caused me to have a miscarriage, that's what it would be, a miscarriage.
I'm a murderer.
You're going to jail for murder.
Are you serious?
You're going to jail.
Who okayed this? It wasn't you, I know that.
No. Do you hear me? It was not me. I voted no. And all of the Democrats on our side voted no, except for one. I'm not going to call him out, Mac Jackson, but he voted no. But everybody voted yes, except for that one representative. And we even had Republicans. We had about 12 Republicans. It's hard for them. They walked on the bill.
So this is why it's so important to vote for the people who have your best interest at hand.
Because
you're far and few up there. But it's not a lot of y'all. And obviously, it's not enough to get these things stopped.
Yeah, and I want to shout out to a couple of representatives out there that really fought hard. You know, Representative Darshawn Kendrick, she organized really, really well. Park Cannon organized. I mean, we had a lot of representatives that really fought hard. I mean, that were to tears.
And for you as a pregnant woman speaking on this.
Yeah, and I told them, I said, at the end of the day, I chose life. But guess what? That was between me and my husband.
Absolutely.
Nobody else in this room should be able to choose life choose that for anybody else. You don't know what people are going through.
You said they try to add a few little, what I like to call marshmallows in the Lucky Charms.
Let me tell you what else they put in there. Okay, I guess they was trying to make people feel good about it. They put in there that if you're 6 weeks pregnant, you can claim your fetus on your taxes.
Don't say that too loud. Okay, let's and what else did they say?
Yes, and also if you are 6 weeks pregnant or further along, you can drive an HOV lane.
How do you prove that when you get pulled over? Like you're not even showing
that 6 weeks.
I
have this pregnancy test with me.
Let me pee on this stick real quick. Get out this ticket.
I don't understand.
Oh, my God. All right, on that note, we got to get back to this music. Erica, I so appreciate you coming through.
Man, I always love being with you, Reece. I'm telling you, we always have a good time.
Absolutely. We're going to be doing some big things. She's always doing big things in the community. Follow her on Instagram at
It's Erica Thomas. Make sure you follow me. It's Erica Thomas on Twitter. I'm verified on Twitter. They need to go ahead and verify me on Instagram, too. It's Erica Thomas on Instagram and the Erica Thomas Show. You know, there it is.